Hare Krishna. Welcome back to our online Swadhyaya reading retreat labs. So, as a practice, we are reading chapters from canto number 9. We have covered the canto number 9, chapter number 8, verse number 1 to 6. So, today we are going to start with verse number 7 till verse number 13. So, let me share my screen. Yeah. So, in the last, these are this is the topic we have covered. Verse number 1 to verse number 6, we talked about the birth and activities of King Sagara. So we have seen how Rohita's entire dynasty looks like, and then how he's one of the dynasty means in his dynasty, how Bahuka is his enemies actually we have seen, and how Bahuka died and his wife attended for Satidaha, and Orba Muni came and he forbade, and Bahukas and are the wife. So actually they are having a son, Sagara, and then Sagara, how he's becoming an emperor and he's there. That is the part we have covered. So in today, we are going to start with Sagara's son often Lord Kapila. So that we are going to see from the verse number 7 till verse number 13. Okay. Verse number 7. Follow the instructions of the great sage Arva. Sagara Maharaj performed sacrifices and thus satisfied the Supreme Lord, who is the supreme controller, the super soul of all learned scholars, and the knower of all Vedic knowledge, the supreme personality of Godhead. But Indra, the king of heaven, stole the horse meant to be offered at the sacrifice. Verse number 8. King Sagara had two wives, Sumati and Kesini. The sons of Sumati, who were very proud of their prowess and influence, following the order of their father, searched for the lost horse. While doing so, they dug into the earth very extensively. Verse number 9 to verse number 10. Thereafter, in the northeastern direction, they saw the horse near the ashrama of Kapila Muni. Here is the man who has stolen the horse, they said. He is staying there with closed eyes. Certainly, he is very sinful. Kill him, kill him. Shouting like this, the sons of Sagara, 60,000 altogether, raised their weapons. When they approached the sage opened his eyes. Verse number 11. By the influence of Indra, the king of heaven, the sons of Sagara had lost their intelligence and disrespected a great personality. Consequently, fire emanated from their own bodies, and they were immediately burned to ashes. Purport. The material body is a combination of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. There's already fire within the body, and our practical experience is that the heat of this fire sometimes increases and sometimes decreases. The fire within the bodies of the sons of Sagar Maharaj became so much hotter that all of them burned to ashes. The fire's increased heat was due to their misbehavior toward a great personality. Such misbehavior is called Mahad Vyatikrama. They are killed by the fire of their own bodies because of insulting a great personality. Verse number 12. It is sometimes argued that the sons of King Sagara were burned to ashes by the fire emanating from the eyes of Kapila Muni. This statement, however, is not approved by great learned persons, for Kapila Muni's body is completely in the mode of goodness and therefore cannot manifest the mode of ignorance in the form of anger, just as the pure sky cannot be polluted by the dust of the earth. Verse number 13. Kapila Muni enunciated in this material world the Sankhya philosophy, which is a strong boat with which to cross over the ocean of nescience. Indeed, a person eager to cross the ocean of the material world may take shelter of this philosophy. In such a greatly learned person situated on the elevated platform transcendence, how can there be any distinction between enemy and friend? Purport. One who is promoted to the transcendental position, Brahmabhuta, is always jubilant, Prashanatma. He is unaffected by the false distinctions between good and bad in the material world. Therefore, such an exalted person is Samaha Sarveshu Bhuteshu. That is to say, he is equal toward everyone, not distinguishing between friend and enemy, because he is on the absolute platform, free from material contamination. He is called Paratma Bhuta or Brahmamuni, therefore was not at all angry at the sons of Sagara Maharaj. Rather, they were burned to ashes by the heat of their own bodies. Right. So now we will go to our mind map and summarize whatever we have read today. So let's move on to the verse number 7 to verse number 13, Sagara's sons offered Lord Kapila. So verse number 7 talked about Sagara's sacrifices. And in that we have seen with the instruction of Arva Muni, Sagara performed many Aswamedha yajnas to please Lord Hari, the soul of all Vedas, sages, and Devatas. But Indra, the Purandara, who has stolen the horse in this context, right? So now next we have seen in verse number 8 that Sagara, meaning Sagara had two wives, and it was Kesimi. And Sumati had 60,000 pounds dug into the earth extensively, right? So this was the case. Then verse number 9 to 10, what we have seen, they attempted Sagara's son to attack Kapila Muni, right? Then it was an offense to Kapila that we talked about in the verse number 11. Then, so here we have seen that influence of Indra actually worked here. It was due to influence of Indra. Due to that, the sons of Sagara had lost their intelligence and respected the great personality. And it was that there was a term called Maryada Vyatikrama, right? So that was a very important term. So we will go there. We have seen the term called Maryada. This was the word we came across, right? So Mahad Vyatikrama, that was the key word. Then we have seen due to their own misbehavior, fire emanated from their body and they were burned to ashes, right? The sons burned to ashes, right? So basically, talk about the material body is a combination of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So within the body, the fire element is already there. So if it increases, and definitely in this case, it increases so much that all of them became SS, born to SS, right? Then next was number 12. It talked about Kapila's purity. In this, what we have seen, the wise people, they do not accept the Sagara's son were burned by the fire of Kapila's anger. Rather, they say Kapila's body is purified. He is purifies the entire universe, Jagat Pavitra Atmani, and he is in pure goodness, Sattva Dhamani, right? So anger is basically is an ignorance, it's tamas, right? So it cannot exist. So just like another analogy was given here, that pure sky cannot be contaminated or polluted by pure sky and earthly dust. That was the example given here, that pure sky cannot be polluted by earthly dust, right? So ignorant people say that the sky is dirty. Similarly, they say Kapila got angry and burned Sagara's sons with fire emanating from his eyes. But wise people do not agree with this, right? So in the last section, we have seen Kapila Muni enunciated the Sankhya philosophy. So basically, which is a strong boat to cross the unsurpassable ocean of nescience for those who are eager for liberation. In such an omniscient person, the super soul, how can there be any distinction between enemy and friend? Right. So again, it is talked about more again glorification of him, rather in science, in science. And there was a specific term here that was Sama Sarvesu Bhutesu, then Paratmam Bhuta, Brahma Bhuta. Okay. So these are the terms we had. Okay. So now we will stop here. In the next session, we will start with verse number 14 till verse number 18, which will be talking about the story of Asamanjasa. Alright. So now we will stop here. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Jagat Guru Sri Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.